So today we're going to do simple sauce, not Sunday sauce, simple sauce. This is super easy. Turn the stove on high just to start off. Throw in a quarter cup of olive oil. Have a half onion minced or chopped very finely. We just want to warm up that oil. We're going to put it to medium very shortly. So half of a medium onion. We always need chili flakes with a simple sauce. So all we need is a half a teaspoon of chili flakes. Optional, if you have it in your pantry, a half a teaspoon of basil, and you can hear it sizzling, so we'll put it to medium. And a half teaspoon of oregano. You're going to smell the house really quickly with amazing aroma of the chili flakes, the oregano, and the basil. And why do I have so many things around the stove? Just to show you. So I'm very happy to say that I make my own tomato passata, or strained tomatoes, and my own whole tomatoes. But when I don't have my mason jars of sauce ready to go, well, not sauce, passata and tomatoes, you can utilize awesome stuff in a grocery store. So this would be my go-to if I have it in my cold room. So tomato paste, passata, and of course tomatoes. But we don't have that for everyone. So you can buy this anywhere. Strained tomatoes, or as it says in small letters, passata, tomato paste, and diced tomatoes. The reason why I like diced tomatoes is you don't have to use the blender prior. They're ready, diced, ready to go. So this is right now just doing its thing, and you don't need anything else. But if you don't want it to be vegan style, if you have any bones from before, here I have the tail ends of pork ribs. I'm just seasoning it with salt, black pepper, and paprika. What you really need to do is utilize whatever bones you have. So if you have a beef bone, if you have chicken drumsticks, throw them in. And then we just want it to brown in the olive oil, and while the onions are getting translucent. The next step would be the tomato paste. But we're going to wait until we see the onions almost see-through. You could also turn the ribs around. And these ribs will be the flavoring, the bones. It will just add that extra dimension to a simple sauce. If you don't have bones, you don't need bones. But that's just something that is pretty cool for you to utilize. And we go from there. So we're going to brown both sides of these bones, and then we will do the next couple steps. Again, trying to keep it as simple as possible. So let's see if these ribs are brown. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. And the flavor that these tail ends of ribs and the onions are starting to be a little bit more translucent. So all you need is 1 heaping spoon of tomato paste. I like a little bit more. There's so much flavor in this. So 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. The remainder I will take it out of the can afterwards and individually freeze little cubes of tomato paste, 1 tablespoon each. Pop them, and they're an awesome bomb when you add it to recipes. So you don't want to waste the can, and you can't put the can in the freezer. So just measure them out in tablespoons, freeze them however you like, and then you have these little tomato paste bombs that you could add to many recipes. Another cool hack. If you don't have a tray or whatever, you could also put a tablespoon in a piece of saran wrap, close it up or seal it, and put it in the freezer. It won't stick when you take it out of the freezer. That's another way that you can do it. There's so many little things. So right now we're just trying to get that bitterness out of the tomato paste out before we add the tomatoes. The onions are ready. The ribs are nicely brown. The flavor that will be coming from those ribs in the sauce, you can't match it. Again, simple sauce. I'm going to put it to medium high because I'm going to throw in the tomatoes. We want to bring out the temperature up really quick. It came out pretty good, the can. If it doesn't, you just add some water and it'll get out all the juices. Again, it's so amazing that you can buy diced tomatoes. It just saves, and don't worry, they'll evaporate while simmering. And the flavor from tomatoes in a can is as good as the homemade style. You can't really tell the difference. I just do it for tradition wise. So don't worry, you don't need to buy bushels and bushels of tomatoes when it's tomato season. And I want to bring it up again. So now I'm just going to get everything together. And this is from, if you can buy a passata from Italy, especially the Malsana region, supposedly the best region in the world for tomatoes, which I totally agree. Everyone is a little bit different. I'm just going to add some water to get all that juices out, say 1/4 cup. Don't worry, we're going to simmer this so we don't have to worry, but I'm just trying to find the cap. I'm going to shake it, the 1/4 cup of water, and add that. Stir it. Add a teaspoon of salt. I like sea salt. So that's 1/2, and then another 1/2. So 1 teaspoon of sea salt or any type of salt. And then a 1/4 cup of white wine. You can use red wine, whatever wine you have. We're not going to put a lid on. We're just going to bring it up to a simmer. As soon as it starts to bubble, we're going to put it on medium-low and let it simmer for 2 hours. Wow, that's amazing. If you have fresh basil, which I do, I'm just going to rip it off the branches I have. I know you do this last, but for good luck, I throw in a couple leaves. We're going to bring this to a simmer and then put it to medium low. So right now it's on medium high. You do not need a lid. You just let it cook, simmering for approximately 2 hours, or when the sauce is the thickness that you like. Of course, the bones have to cook. The best part is eating the meat off the bones afterwards. Again, if you have beef bone, chicken drumstick, those can also be utilized instead. Today, that's what I had in the fridge, so that's what I used. So it's at a medium high, a 6. It is bubbling. Every stove is a little bit different. I'm going to lower it to a 4, and then I'm going to double check in a couple minutes. And if it's still bubbling really fast, you want a slow simmer. Every stove is different. Find that sweet spot on your stove, but you just want a gentle simmer. This will take 2 hours to be completely cooked. Always start this process approximately 2 hours prior to company coming over, because your house will smell amazingly. Also, there you go, got the can all ready to go. We'll see you in approximately 2 hours. So it's at medium low, and I just want you to see what I mean by a gentle simmer. And also what's occurring is we did add that 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of water when we had to clean out the glass jar. And what's occurring is that's also dissipating into the air, creating that amazing smell. And there's nothing sticking at the bottom of the pot, so I'm actually going to leave it at this temperature, which is medium low. And again, every stove is a little bit different. So it's been simmering for the last 2 hours. You can see the outline. It did get thicker, and most of the water has evaporated. It's now a beautiful, thick, simple sauce. Let's just double check it right now to see if it needs any extra salt. Wow, that is amazing. It just needs just a dab of salt. So I'm just going to put a sprinkle, 2 little sprinkles. I could have made that up with Parmesan cheese if you're serving this with pasta of any sort. This is great for a pizza or a lasagna. The chunks, there are still some chunks of the diced tomato. Those are the pieces that were a little bit tougher, but most of them disappear. I like to see those chunks. If you don't, all you have to do is move a chunk at the side and then just squash it and then add it back into the sauce. This is one simple sauce that is delicious that anyone can do with just a couple items at a grocery store. Super cheap. Get pasta bag for 99 cents up to $2 if you want to buy a really good brand. Saying that aside though, even the good brands go a lot cheaper, so stock up when they hit your favorite brand for $1. And this is a meal under $5 that can feed at least 4 to 5 people. Try the simple recipe, try this simple sauce, leave comments, let me know what you think, hit the subscribe button because there will be future sauces that are not as simple, including my Sunday sauce. Beyond Cool signing out.